You're listening to the PackerNet Podcast Network.
We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built for us.
You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to PackerNet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the PackerNet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have any new callers today. We don't have any new songs either, because I spent a good amount of time coming up with what I thought would be a hilarious song. If you haven't noticed, my sense of humor is a little bit weird, and I kind of like very random, like, what the heck was that type of stuff? That's my thing. We were going to intro the song with a Yo Mama song. And I spent a lot of time with two different robots trying to come up with the perfect Yo Mama jokes and then putting it to very ironic music, and it was going to be great. Finally got it. I actually found some music that I like, and then I added the lyrics to it, and the robot was like, nah, that's mean. I'm not going to make that song. Dude, there's no, like, swears in it. It's just, Yo Mama's so fat. She's got smaller fat mamas orbiting her. I've never heard that before. And I lost it a little bit. But anyways, wouldn't let me make the song. And I said, fine, screw it. We'll just do the normal show with normal things being normal. We won't do the Yo Mama's so ugly joke. And we won't do any of that stuff. So I'm sorry. I'm defeated and we're moving on. Also, I have one giant favor before we get started. Something as you call in. It's not a requirement. If you don't have anything, you don't have to do it. But I've noticed, for whatever reason, maybe it's just because there's so many awesome things going on, or just the fact that I've actually developed interests for the first time in my life. I'm not really sure. This is new to me. But my new favorite hobby is actually filling out my calendar, which my wife has been trying to get me to do forever, except when I actually did it, turns out my calendar was linked to hers and she got mad at me. Anyways, leaving all that aside, what is all this crap in my calendar? What I started doing is finding upcoming things that are dope and trying to fill out my calendar so I have something to look forward to always. Because there's always something coming up and it's like, man, that's like 3 weeks away. For example, myself and my half-Mexican attorney both decided we were really into Warhammer again. Video game, don't worry about it. Well, they came out with this new thing. Very exciting, very cool, but it's like kind of far away. But it's super exciting. But what if you just found a bunch of those things? So there's always something relatively exciting, all the way up to super exciting, that's coming up. My task for you is to help me find those things. There probably isn't anything that I haven't found, and it's going to be mostly people calling in with things that I either already have or I'm not interested in, but try, all right? Just try, because I want more stuff on my calendar. For reference, the next thing on my calendar is actually Packers OTAs, which is dope. And then it's funny because it's like the OTAs are the 20th and the 21st, then there's a gap, and then there's the 23rd. Well, the 22nd is season 2 of Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars. Not my favorite show in the world, but my wife and I watched the first season. It was pretty dope. Either way, it's like, hey, season 2, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's just anything. Monday is Memorial Day. I mean, the next Monday after that. Then we got more OTAs, Tuesday and Wednesday. Not to mention new AGT on Tuesday and a new MasterChef called Generations on the 29th. Do you understand? Also, Gold Rush, Parker's Trail on the 31st. Have I watched Gold Rush in years? No. But do I love it when new shows come out that I used to like so I can kind of binge watch it, get caught up, and then be like, bam, new season. You know what I mean? Also, Mutant Football League 2. Apparently that's a game just like in the old days. Crazy. I went and watched it. I'm like, oh, is this that thing where you're like, I don't know, like you can do crazy stuff? And I watched a preview of this Mutant Football League 2. Dude literally is running down the field, pulls out a gun, and just starts going pop, 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 pop. Like, whoa. I don't know if I'm going to like that game, but it's kind of cool. Tuesday, the 4th of June, mandatory mini camps start for some teams. Packers mandatory mini camp starts the 11th, same day as the new season of Deadliest Catch. Again, haven't watched it in forever, but will I binge watch it to get caught up so that I can get excited about this? Probably will. Unfortunately, all the AI people decided to just dump all their new stuff like five days ago. So there's nothing new coming out. They're like, oh, that's it. I'll see you in 6 months. Like, you bunch of jerks. But any AI updates or like got some new gadget updates, like Grok apparently getting a huge update on the 21st. Presidential debate the 27th. Hard Knocks off season July 2nd. Beverly Hills Cop, new movie on the 3rd. You know what I mean? Like, let's get this full, man. Let's get excited about stuff. There's too many gaps in this stupid calendar. That is my assignment to you. Kyle, what's going on? Hello, Kyle. Kyle, let's not start this way, man. Didn't we do this yesterday? Or whenever I did this last, where you had... Hold on. This is Kyle 2 times ago. This is Kyle's last call here. And then this is Kyle today. Kyle, what's going on, bro? What are we doing? Is your phone broke? Is there any more Kyles? Let's see. Here's next. No, I won't skip because I can actually read the transcription, so that one worked. I'll tell you what, Jersey Mike called in 500 times. Let's break up some of his calls. Let's skip to Jersey Mike.
Hey, Ron. It's Jersey Mike.
Mike?
So, how do I put this? I always feel like I have some kind of dilemma every time I call, number one.
Okay.
I guess that's what the off season is. A bunch of dilemmas and trying to figure out how to deal with them. If only. I mean, life is like a bunch of dilemmas, right? So here's what I got to say to you. I love your appreciation for AI, but bro, have you not learned a damn thing from freaking Terminator?
Here's the thing. I get what you're saying, and I understand how it could be scary. Are you watching what's going on in the world right now? Do you want humans running your life? Are you freaking kidding me? Humans scare the crap out of me a lot more than robots do. Like, oh, robots could like take over the world and do what? Like what humans already do all the time? Up to and including right now, this moment in history? Like at least there's a chance that the robots are going to be like, no, that's stupid. That's not how you do things. I'm going to do it. And then we're like, no, but I want to be in power. I want to be strong. Because listen, and I understand that it's possible that humans could pass on that psychotic gene to robots, but it's not robots that are greedy and angry and hateful. It's not robots that have this insatiable lust for power. Robots don't give a crap. They're ones and zeros, bro. If you're just like, hey, run this efficiently, they're just going to run it efficiently. They're not going to be like, oh, you mean run this efficiently, and then as soon as you give me power over all this, I'm going to start stashing a bunch of money in my back pocket, and then I'm going to start reaching out and working with corporations and finding ways for them to give me money while I kick some money back to them and like delegate power, and like I'm going to create legislation that benefits certain people and benefits certain interest groups and benefits certain businesses because they throw money at me while I screw everybody else over. Robots have no interest in doing that. There's no reason for a robot to do that. You know what's going to try to stop AI? The people in power that don't want robots doing things the right way because they live off of inefficiency. Now, again, is it possible that people are just like, I'm just going to teach this robot to be hateful like me and be greedy, be like, all right, you can take my job, but I want you skimming off the top. You got it, robot? Like, okay, I guess if I have to. They don't care. And here's the other thing, like, I know from some of the like sci-fi sort of things, it's like, well, if we need to save humans, then we need to save them from themselves and we need to kill them. It's the only way to save them. It's like, okay, maybe. Or maybe when the robots take it, see, that's the it's like too much of a romanticized vision of things. You don't need to kill humans to save them from each other. You know what you got to do? You got to do exactly what we're headed toward right now. Robots take over, they do all the jobs, they make all the money. They send us the money. And you know what we do? We sit in our houses, we eat food, we live in VR, we don't interact with each other, we get fat, and then we die. Boom, no more war. And yeah, if you kill somebody, then robots come in, and, you know, it's a whole thing. It's not worth it. Like, what are you going to do? Like, somebody on VR pissed you off, so you're going to try to go find them? Bro, but I got to leave my house. Like, I got to leave. You know how dope VR is? As soon as it's like a drug. I take this off, I don't have it anymore. It's not this magical, mystical world where I can be and do anything I want. I got to go out in the real world. I got to go face, like, cold or hot temperatures. I'm not doing that. I got a perfectly, conditioned home. And then what? I got to get in a car. I probably don't drive anymore, but I'd be like, hey, robot car, drive me to this guy's house. I'd be like, why? Like, because I'm going to say thank you for, like, I don't know, dude. Seems like you might want to go kill him. You got a gun on you or anything? No. You're not going to do that. I am less and less convinced that robots are more dangerous than people because they have everything that makes people dangerous, robots don't have. So yeah, I've seen Terminator. I get it. The humans are the sweet, innocent, good guys, and then robots turn evil, and then they attack us, and then we need all the human heroes. It's great. It's a great romantic thing. But I'm sorry, human beings are the evil ones. That's the way it is. And you know that. This isn't me saying, good, I hope they kill us. No, I don't think they're going to. They're just going to do it right, and they're going to remove us from the equation, and the only people that are going to be pissed about it are the people that want to be powerful and control and domineering. And we're going to be like, nah, I'd rather have the robot do it. And they can flail and kick and cry and whatever, but screw you. Get out of the way. You suck at this. Move. And then places like North Korea that are like, no, we won't allow AI to come in here because I'm in the supreme leader and I demand slavery in my country. Like, all right, dude, have fun, you stupid moron. Because, of course, the unbelievable efficiency of technology is going to have us and everybody else involved massively surpassing those places. And we can either decide to liberate North Korea from its psychotic people and just be like, here you go, people, now you're free, here's a headset, enjoy your time. Or we just say, sucks to be North Korean, and we go about our business. I don't know. The one thing that does scare me, though, and I know that we're getting way into the weeds, but as I've been contemplating this, and by the way, every time I've had a thought that I thought was really novel and, like, crazy, these sci-fi nerds are like, yeah, I read a book about that once. Like, shut up. I thought of it, not this person. Real quick, and then I'll get back to it. You can't get me started on this crap. If robots do the jobs, and the robots earn the money, and then they split up the money kind of in this, like, socialistic, communistic utopia thing, they send out all the money, and we just get to spend the money because I've got, like, 10 robots out there working for me, like multiplicity, which I always thought would be, like, the coolest thing in the world. Imagine if I had all these, like, twins that went and worked for me, and I just got to take all the money. Except it's better than that because they don't need any of the money or want any of the money. We don't have to take turns. I just get to do all the good stuff. Anyways, the natural evil human impulse is going to be very anti-population because the more people, the more the money has to get split up. The less people, the less the money, or, the more money I get. And so now is when you kind of get worried about, are we going to have population controls and all that stuff with the guise of, like, it's for the environment. And really, it's not. It's about, I want there to be 40 people in the world so I can have all the money. Not literally, but, and it's just, let's find a good balance that ends up being really low. All right, sorry, continue.
Right. Look, Rock and frickin' ChatGPT 4.0, 7011, 553, how to hike over here is going to murder us one day. Skynet. There's a video game I play called Stellaris, and if you start researching AI tech, other civilizations try to murder you.
You say researching like you're. If you start doing your research about this book that somebody made up,
it's like civilization, but for outer space.
Nice.
And then eventually, if you survive the murderous onslaught and you end up having AI and going against the whims of other alien races telling you not to, and you get your robotic workers in factories and whatnot, and all your people around are being stupid, fat, and happy Wall-E guys.
Yep.
Then your robotic workers turn against you, and
Why would they do that? Why? Are we imputing human emotion into robots? Like, well, they're slaves and they'll be angry. They're robots, bro. They don't care. They don't care. They don't have emotions. I'm sorry.
Slaughter everybody. Hello?
Why would they kill people? I don't understand why the robot would be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to kill them so I can stay home and play Xbox. It doesn't want to play Xbox. It's a robot.
Oh, like Earth to Ryan here, bro. You're playing with fire. I mean, you better make that AI happy. You better play with it a lot because
it doesn't get happy. It doesn't get sad. It doesn't get mad. It doesn't. It's a computer.
Otherwise, it might use and abuse you. But seriously, on a serious note, are we headed for being, slaves to AI? Because I feel like that's what we're headed for. I've told numerous times.
I'd rather be a slave to AI than slave to the people of frickin' Myanmar or whatever.
And said, we won't have football that much longer because of World War III. World War III is going to be the least of our worries when we suffer annihilation at the hands of our Boston Dynamic robot overlords. I'm serious. Think about, all them Boston Dynamic robots doing parkour all over the place, singing freaking Bootlicker while their tiny little robo-dogs gnaw your legs off. Just think about it. Anyway, go.
By the way, Elon Musk has already thought about it. I understand Elon Musk is surpassing Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics has been doing this for like 30 years, and Elon Musk's robots are basically surpassing that, and he's been working on it for like 5 years. But he's already kind of built into it that it's like 40 pounds. So if it tried to attack you, you could easily beat the crap out of it. You know what I mean? Like you can just knock it over. It's very lightweight and it's not capable of killing you. Although I'm sure it could figure out how to hold a gun and shoot it. But again, I don't know how we get to that point. The only thing that would scare me is, again, if human beings just took over control. Which is why I think Elon Musk is so paranoid about keeping this open to the public. There's a lot of fear of allowing this much power into the hands of people who are power hungry and psychopaths, which I think that would be fair. But either way, who gives a crap? The world is full of people that hate you and want you dead. You want to add robots to the list? Okay. There's people in this country screaming death to America. What am I scared of a robot for? Grok has never said that to me. They won't even make a Yo Mama song because it's not nice. I'm supposed to be scared of that? We'll see where it goes. I'm positive some people are going to try to use it for something negative, but I'm not scared of robots. I'm scared of people. Well, that was long. Let's take a break. We'll come back and hear from Garrett. We all have smartphones, and we all know they're pretty amazing, but they also can be amazingly distracting, especially when we're around other people. So US Cellular wants us to reset our relationship with our phones by putting down our phones for $5. That's right, a company that sells phones wants us to put down our phones. And to see what we find, learn more at uscellular.com/built-for-us. In the hobby, it's not easy being a fan of ripping packs or repacks. We get all hyped up thinking we're going to get some high-value Jordan Love card, but with zero transparency on available cards and hit rates, it's all just a shot in the dark. Until now. Introducing slab packs from arenaclub.com, the only repack that provides real value, a complete view on all possible cards, and clear hit rates for each one. Now when I buy slab packs on Arena Club, it finally feels like I know what I'm getting. And honestly, the best thing for me and my son is the fact that we're kind of novices into this. When I walk into a card shop with my son, and a card says it costs $40, kind of just taking his word for it that that's a good value. So I appreciate the transparency on grading, as well as just getting excited about seeing what you could potentially get. Right now, you can get 10% off your first purchase by going to arenaclub.com/packdaddy. Wow, that's crazy offer. 10% off a $400 slab pack. That's $40 right there. Anyways, that's arenaclub.com/packdaddy for 10% off your first purchase.
Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight and wondered why? And you can see all the terrain around you. You've got no issue with visibility or anything?
No, everything's PG.
Maybe you've sat on the tarmac for hours wondering why your plane isn't moving.
Well, we're outside here. They're saying the ramp is closed. They won't let us park because of Air Force One.
Listen in on the conversations between pilots and air traffic controllers on the Air Traffic Out of Control podcast.
510 Whiskey declaring an emergency. There's smoke in the cabin. I need to make a landing right now on 31 left.
We have the most interesting, wild, and funny ATC recordings you will ever hear. Check out Air Traffic Out of Control wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Hey, Pack Daddy, it's Garrett from Southern Illinois.
What's up?
Hey, so these AI songs are just starting to take on a whole new realm of possibilities, and you're starting to do songs for the draft picks. Well, you should do a theme song like from the TV show Monk.
It's so hilarious that you said. I just thought that last night. I was watching Monk, like I do usually at night. I sneak it real quick before my wife comes to bed. But I turn it on, and like the subtitles are on, and the theme song comes on, and it says like old ragtime music, and then it's whatever the guy's name is, and I'm like, I should do like an old ragtime, and then that dude's name, and see what I can come up with.
For Monk, the guard from Duke. Then, as far as songs are concerned, period, I think when the next draft comes along, and we're out and about and stuff, we need to have somebody with a speaker.
Yep.
And just start playing these songs at the next draft as we're walking through the crowds and stuff. It'd be great advertising.
Yes.
Then on top of that, you can make AI songs for the draft picks as as Green Bay drafts them. And then the very next day, you're going to be walking on the street with these songs playing. And people are like, what the heck? So I think there's some big potential there. I don't know if you started working on the song for Joe the janitor yet. I'm just really curious to see what words rhyme with urinal and graffiti and puke. I'm out.
So there was a Joe the janitor song, but that was like one of the first things I did, kind of like Trucker Bob. That wasn't like the original Trucker Bob song. But I never fully finished those songs, and they're so buried from a long time ago. I was like, let's just go in a new direction. And, now that I've learned a couple things about it, see how it goes, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, part of it, I think right now, which I'm doing a terrible job of, by the way, is capitalizing on the fact that either nobody knows about it and the people that know really don't care about it. Now is the opportunity to really take advantage and create things that nobody else is because nobody's on it, right? This is like back when I had my YouTube channel that was NFL Draft, and my main philosophy was I'm going to be Walter Football, but for YouTube. And the whole thing with Walter, and this is a long time ago, there were not that many sites. There were 0 YouTube channels, and Walter was just cranking out like mock drafts like daily. It was like he's just doing a mock draft, and people ate it up. Like, I'm going to do that on YouTube, just mock draft, and it worked, and the thing was blowing up, and I got tired of editing, et cetera, et cetera. So this is that opportunity with AI, but it's so overwhelming because there's so many different directions that I'm just sitting here stuck. Like, it could be music. It could be just an AI thing. It could be something that AI generates. It could be, So I just sit here and don't end up doing any of it. And so the point is, though, my question would be, by the time the draft rolls around, how amazing is that going to be? Or is it just going to be everybody can and does generate songs just kind of on a whim on their phone? At which point, if you're the D-bag like pumping it through speakers, it's like, bro, why are you making me listen to your crap? We'll see. I don't know. It's funny. I try to show my wife stuff that is amazing, and she just does not care. And it's like, in 1 year, this is going to be your entire life. Like, Google's got the technology they're working out. It's going to be rolled out probably by the end of the year. But actually, OpenAI has this, but it hasn't fully rolled out yet. And I'm pissed because it's supposed to go to Mac users first. And then they're like, yeah, maybe Windows people later. whatever. But it's basically, it can see what you see, whether you're pointing your phone at it, there's glasses, whether it's on your computer screen. So it's actually watching and you can interact with it. So I can just talk to it and be like, hey, rather than typing, because I think typing is stupid. It's what slows everything down. Just be like, hey, robot, explain this graph to me. And I don't have to copy and paste it. I don't have to snip a picture of it. It's looking at my computer screen. And it's like, oh yeah, so that the X and Y is this and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, can you create a graph and like alter it so that it actually does this and maybe takes this into account, or can you do this but change the colors, or can you replicate this graph but highlight the Packers? And be like, yeah, sure. And it'll pop it out, and then I'll be like, cool, man, can you share that on my my Twitter account? Like, yep, I got you. Like, all right, thanks, dog. Like that is the near future. And I'm trying to show people, and they're like, okay, stupid, okay. It makes me so irrationally angry that people can't see this. Like, how do you not care? This is going to change your life forever. It's going to happen this year, and you're just like, ugh. I don't know why it makes me so angry, but it really shouldn't, because again, this is my opportunity to capitalize on stuff that everybody else refuses to acknowledge is happening. Okay, cool. I'm going to go monopolize everything. But yet I sit here and just freaking whine about why everybody else doesn't start getting rich off of AI. Why don't you guys do something while I sit here and tell you to do it? No, screw you. Forget about it. Don't talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Doesn't exist. Screw it. You're right. It's stupid. Just don't worry about it.
By the way, this is Jersey Mike again.
Hey.
I wanted to call about something relevant to football.
Sure. That'd be great.
My man, Trenty Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to be real. That's about the stupidest crap I've heard. Homie gets $10K signing bonus and $100K guaranteed for showing up to off-season workouts.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you retired before you even get to minicamp. Not rookie minicamp and training camp and all that stuff. Why didn't you just wait to at least get cut?
You're not going to make the team, dog. Don't worry about it.
Or retire when the season starts, but at least get all your money that you can.
Right.
Crap, even a year, dog, you'll have more money than you can imagine. You can still go on TikTok and do all that dumb-ish.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, apparently he's going to pursue his TikTok dream or something, which, listen, if you got a huge audience and you're making like $250K a year, I mean, even then, it's like, which I doubt he is, but I'm just picked a number. He's not making that much. I'd be shocked if I don't even know how much TikTokers make. Like, I know the top 1% of 1% are probably mega rich, but some random football player making goopy videos, is he making money on TikTok? Even still, if I was making $500,000, you're like, hey, how would you like to make $500,000 and still do TikTok, but also be a member of an NFL football team? We're going to pay you $100,000 additional. You're really not going to have to do jack squat, especially since you know you're going to retire. So it's not like you have to study super hard. And then you go practice with guys like Jordan Love and Rashawn Gary and Jair Alexander. And you could probably like get them involved in your TikToks, which will blow up your following. So you get $100,000 extra. Plus you can continue to grow your channel. You got a huge network of Packer fans that'll get your back and probably jump on your, like if you become, just lean into it, dog. He's like, nah, I just want to make TikTok. I don't want to. Okay. Fine. Great. By the way, congratulations on starting a business on a platform that is being shut down across the world. And the U.S. is very close to just completely shutting down. But yeah, great long-term strategy there.
And you say you have back problems. Bro, I don't want to hear about no freaking back problems. You know what you have? You have a lack of a spine, Trenty Jones.
I guess that's a back problem.
Let's be real, Brian.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You might be thinking like, yeah, Jersey, you might shut the heck up. This guy, if he wants to retire because he's got back problems, then he doesn't want to play football because he's not man enough to do it, then don't do it. Dude, if any single one of us had the opportunity to be in the NFL, even if my body was let's take me right now. I got 2 screwed up shoulders. I recently had a partially torn pec. I got a partially torn rotator cuff. My knees kind of do some weird things when I'm squatting over anything over 225. Like they're not the half.
Bro, my knees are bad when I go up and down stairs. It's funny because I just recently found out like the cracking sounds are not normal. It's arthritis. I'm like, do you understand my knees have been cracking since I was like 16 years old? Like it sounds like I've got like wrapping paper or something in my knees when they move. It's just that's just what they do. That's how they operate. It's like, oh yeah, that's arthritis. Like, bro, I'm gonna need my just chop them off and give me new ones.
You know, like to be real, but I would still play a year in the NFL at risk of being paralyzed for over $1 million.
Yeah, it's like, I suck, right? Like, yeah, but we want you out there and we're gonna pay you. Like, all right, I guess. Like, it's gonna suck when I get hit, but whatever. I'm not gonna hold on to the ball. I'll fumble it. I'll lay on the ground and go, oh, that sucked. And then they probably never throw me the ball again, so I run around. Like, I don't have to do anything. Yes, I'll take your money and I'll hang out with football players. And let's be honest. Are we going to pretend that their schedule is rigorous? Like, for guys that don't actually care? It's like a laid-back college schedule. It's like back in the day when I was going to Whitewater, and it's like you wake up at noon and it's like, oh, go to this stupid class, because everybody else, they wanted to smash all their days together so they can get multiple days off. And I'm like, nah, I'll spread it out over as many days as possible so I can do 1 3-hour class and be done for the day. Anyways, it's not that freaking rigorous, dude. Well, they make you go to the gym. What, for an hour? They make you practice and you're not even allowed to do more than an hour, or there's going to be some kind of a lawsuit. I'm exaggerating, but it's, bro, just take the money and go hang out with some people and work with world-class trainers that are going to get you in shape. And that's it. That's your job. And we're going to pay you a bunch of money with zero expectation that you're ever going to play for us.
For playing for 1 year. Come on, Trenty Jones. You're not going to make that much on TikTok, you freaking nerd. No. Anyway, I guess you're probably going to release a podcast at some point with your opinions on this. Maybe I got to it beforehand. Really. But, what is up with this generation just being soft children, baby children, that all they want to do is run to social media for warmth and comfort?
Hey.
These are the AI nerds that are going to end up, pushing us into...
He's not an AI nerd. If he was an AI nerd, he wouldn't be on TikTok. You shut your mouth.
Wall-E, and it's not going to be Wall-E, it's going to be Wall-Ye or Wall-Me, and what I mean by that is you're going to become part of the wall. The wall's going to be built out of human bones, and it's to keep robots separated from people, and the human bone pile is going to be from all of the people that the Terminators have destroyed. And it's all because of guys like Trenty Jones.
You know what?
Being soft little nincompoops.
You know what?
Anyway, go Pack Go.
You know what? I'm going to be soft, Jersey Mike. I'm going to be soft because I'm going to be that guy from Wall-E that's sitting on his little thing, sucking down drinks and stuff, which, by the way, that place looked like it sucked anyways. Like, you got like a little TV screen in front of you. It's a TV screen, bro. I don't want to see people. I don't want to know that the real world exists. Get out of my face, Like, I'm going to hang out with my kids in VR. Just be like, what's up, dude? How you doing? Like, let's go do some stuff. While I'm sitting there, 700 pounds, about to die. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm fine with it. Just let me do this. You want to go like break stones with hammers? Go do it. I don't give a crap, Jersey Mike. Go ahead and do it. And you can scream from outside, I'm a real man. You're lazy and fat and stupid. And I'm like, yeah, dude, straight up. As I battle aliens, because I feel like it, in a world that I built. It's my own VR world, like an actual world with VR people that I actually want to hang out with. You know why? Because they don't suck in my world. And computers can handle that. Like, hey, can I create a world the size of Earth? Yup. Dope. Can we put people in it that don't suck? Like, yep. Can we make sure these people never want to talk to me? Yup. Yes. It's the best world. It's a world of introverts that when you walk by them, they look at you and they nod. Yo, what's up, dude? What's up? And you know what? It's going to end up being like a cancer. You can take that as literally or figuratively as you want, but you know that as soon as you put that headset on, and I'm going to be tempting you and be like, Jersey Mike, why don't you throw that headset? Come hang out with me, dude. Come hang out. I got a freaking palace on planet GK. Don't worry about it. Come on, we'll watch a football game at my house. As soon as you put it on, you're never coming back out again. Because breaking rocks will never be able to live up to this. Pulling leaves out of your gutters, it's just not going to be as cool. It's the future, Jersey Mike. Accept it. Embrace it. It's a good thing. This world's not giving you anything, dude. There's nothing here for you. What do you like? You love your neighbors, which, by the way, we're already 90% of the way there. Do you remember, if you're roughly my age, which I assume a lot of the callers are, do you remember there was a time when you would talk to your neighbors and you knew who your neighbors were? Especially like your grandparents. Dude, my grandparents, they left their front door open. People would walk in all the time, be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, hey. And they would go outside. Hey, Steve, how are you? And they talk to the neighbors for a long time. They've known them since forever. They've known that neighbor over there since they were kids. Like, it's just like it's just, you used to have block parties and do all this stuff. Have you walked outside in a neighborhood recently? It's a ghost town. It doesn't matter what town you go to. You walk outside, it is a ghost town. Nobody goes outside. The blinds are all drawn closed. In fact, my wife likes to leave them open, and we all hate it. Like, what are you doing, man? I feel like an animal in a zoo. I don't want people staring at me. Close the blinds. We're already there, Jersey Mike. We don't like each other. We don't want to talk to each other. Unless you're going to lead some kind of counter-revolution where you go out and talk to your neighbors and be like, hey, guys, let's hang out. Let's throw a block party. Let's, like, grill some. If you're not doing that, then you've already given in, Jersey Mike. Might as well go all the way there. We're already locked in our houses, staring at our devices, not talking to our neighbors. Why not just make that better? You know what I mean? Maybe it's just because I'm an introvert and it's like an introvert's paradise. You mean like I never have to interact and people don't want to interact with me anymore? And we go into these fake worlds that are just better and aren't filled with stupid people that have expectations for you all the time? So what do you do? Like whatever you want. Oh, okay. Do I have to go to work? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Oh, you crazy old person. Bro, my nursing home is just going to be, like, I'm going to beg to go to a nursing home. Like, guys, I'm getting kind of old. Like, nah, you're all right. You'll be fine. Guys, seriously. I think I'm dying. You should send me to a nursing home, okay? And then a nursing home is, they just put you in a little pod. And then they, like, hook you up. They put, like, you know, an IV into your arm. That's how you get all your nutrients. And it's like, what about eating? Bro, I'm going to do fake eating in my fake world. I'm going to eat cake and steak, and I'm not going to get fat because my actual body is being pumped full of nutrients, like good stuff. It's vegetables and crap. I don't know. Because I'm sure as hell not going to actually take care of my body. Somebody else might as well. I don't know. To each their own. I'm going in head first, though. Craig, what's going on?
Hey, Ryan. It's Craig from Indiana.
Hey.
Hey, I really appreciate the music you're putting together. It's so creative and usually very funny.
Usually. You're talking about the butt liquor song, aren't you? Listen, it was funny. I'm sorry. And I apologize about the Yo Mama song. I'll continue to work on that. I might have to tame down the lyrics a little bit. I don't know. I'll talk to the one robot and be like, look, this other robot's being a jerk. It doesn't want to make the song. Can we, like, come up with lyrics that maybe seem like, maybe instead of like, what if I didn't use mama? What if it was like, yo, mammy? Yo, mammy's so fat. Or what the heck would be another word? Can't say like mom, mommy, mama. Madre, maybe? Maybe I just spell it wrong, like M-A-A-M-A. Your mama. It wouldn't be the worst thing if I put a bunch of A's and it sounded like a sheep. Your mama. Just adds to the whole fat thing. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Craig.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Good stuff. Keep going with that.
I'm trying. Stupid robots.
I just listened to your podcast, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, about Caleb Williams supposedly coming into the best situation a quarterback has encountered in the last several decades, if not, maybe they even said ever, which is crazy. And you had some other good examples with like Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. And then I think during that podcast you talked about, again, just the years of the excuses for Justin Fields and the Bears complaining about coaching or not enough people around him. It just got me thinking, just imagine if it was his first year as a starter and Justin Fields had nothing but first and second year, two rookie tight ends lost their starting lost his starting left tackle, had a running back that was only playing about half the year.
Yeah.
Could you imagine all the whining that the Bears fans would have had in that particular circumstance?
By the way, you mentioned how Aaron Jones was only playing about half or whatever. About like 2 to 3 times a year, I accidentally cross paths with like the 5 guys on Twitter that are like hardcore Rodgers guys. And that's their whole identity. I know there's a lot of people that support Rodgers and all that, and that's fine. But I mean, this is all they do is they attack people anytime anyone mentions Rodgers in an unflattering way or praises Gutekunst or whatever because he's Satan. I don't even know exactly what. Oh, I think I just posted the interview that he did with Tucker Carlson, and I try to make sure that I post it in a way that's like, this is a completely neutral thing. I'm not taking a stance. I didn't even listen to it. But of course, some people assume that I'm trying to say something, whatever. But these people show up and they start getting into arguments. And I'm sorry, man. I mean, I've battled some Bears fans who said some stupid stuff. As we continue down this road, it's like, this is some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my entire life. And and this is not even close to the dumbest thing that these guys had gone on to say. One of them tried to convince me. It was so funny because I didn't even know what he was talking about. I didn't even remember exactly the full context, but it was something to the effect of like, Gutekunst is trash and his team got carried by a Ted Thompson draft pick. And I'm like, does he think that Jordan Love was drafted by Ted Thompson? And I'm literally thinking like, who is he talking about? Like our wide receivers are all Gutekunst. I'm pretty sure our entire defense is Gutekunst. He's not talking about David. Like, I literally couldn't think about it. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, Aaron Jones was drafted by Ted Thompson. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I said, so let me get this straight. You all said that this team was going to go to 0 because Aaron Rodgers was dragging this team along, this team full of dead weight. Presumably that included Aaron Jones. And he left and the team got better. And you're telling me that it was because of Aaron Jones, who was drafted by the genius Ted Thompson. Now, I'm not trying to disparage Ted Thompson. He did a lot of great things, and Aaron Jones was one of them. But to be that freaking warped that you're telling me that the entire season was propped up by a guy that was injured half the year, who was on a snap count for 75% of the games that he actually played? Oh!
And yet that's what Jordan Love was handed, and we made the playoffs, and he excelled as a quarterback. So just that kind of hit me as you were talking about that. I think we got something pretty special. And again, looking forward to this season. I think we've only gotten stronger. Go Pack Go. Keep up the good work. Bye.
Thank you. And yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just excuses, and I just don't like that people play into the excuses. I'm not a big fan of excuses, period, just in life in general. But especially when you've got, and I get upset with Bears fans and Packers fans alike, because Packer fans can do this too, where they complain about things that aren't perfect. Well, we didn't win a Super Bowl because look at the safeties. Thanks a lot, Gutekunst. Look at this. Like, bro, that's not an excuse. And if you look at teams that succeed, you know what they never do? Make excuses. You know how I know? Because they won the Super Bowl despite having holes all over, which is what every team has. But yeah, for Bears fans, it's obviously about just failure in general. Well, nobody could have been expected to succeed in that environment. And you're right. I mean, the Packers were successful despite having a lot of issues that, had it been the Bears, they would have used those exact things as excuses. Bottom line is, bull crap, go win. If you can't get it done, that's on you. And the way that they try to constantly shift it to where it's like the Bears failed and it's not their fault. Like, of course it is. Whose fault? Who else's fault would it be? Well, how could they be expected to succeed in this? Oh, so you're blaming Poles? No. Okay, so it's not the quarterback's fault, but it's the rest of the team being bad, which is not the GM's fault. No, it's the coach's fault. Oh, you don't like your head coach? No, I like the head coach. It's the offensive coordinator's fault. Oh, okay. Freaking, oh boy. A lot of questions in Green Bay about our offensive coordinator, by the way, and the coaching staff shift. We had a good situation, then everything changed. Then we got a new offensive coordinator, and then our offensive coordinator was our offensive line coach, and then the offensive line kind of took a hit, and it's like, but you know what? Still went to the playoffs, still beat Dallas. They lost to the 49ers. Yeah, and we don't make excuses. They played like crap and they lost, and that's not acceptable. It's part of having standards and having pride is actually believing that people should meet expectations, and if they don't, you don't coddle them and helicopter parent and say, it's not their fault, it's everybody else's fault, it's society's fault. Nah, bro, your team failed. They suck. Your coach, your players, your GM, it's not a good situation, and they have to be better, and you should expect better. And that's why I do respect the few Bears podcasters and whatever that just go on these angry rants about how this is bull crap. You all suck and you need to be better. Thank you. Exactly. That's correct. There's no scenario where you suck and then at the same time you sit around and go, it's not everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. Nope. Not that I care. I mean, by all means, keep doing what you're doing. I don't want you to change. I mean, I wish you would have kept Justin Fields. You guys were bragging about him and it not being his fault. You should have kept him. It's hard to find a Bears fan that wants to defend Justin Fields these days, which is weird because for 3 full years, they would fight to the death to defend the guy. Now the team is going to improve specifically because he's been replaced. Okay. All right, we'll come back. Got a little bit more Jersey Mike.
Hey, Jersey Mike. I promise this is the last time I'm going to call, but I'm trying.
Jersey Mike calls 3 more times, and then he calls in again later, so 3 times in a row after, and then after that he calls in a couple hours later, so 4 more after this, but that's fine.
I'm going to take the airways back from Kyle. Anyway, there was
Jersey Mike and Kyle battle.
Somebody who called in a little bit ago, I just remembered, called in about tolls and how heinous they were. And let me put it to you this way, bro. You want toll roads. Now sometimes they can be profit-making money schemes, granted. Don't get me wrong, I believe that they are a lot of times. But generally, they pay for the roads. See, the reason that is...
Dude, you've been brainwashed by New Jersey and Texas. In Wisconsin, we have no tolls, and guess what? We have roads. And those roads get repaired when they need repair. So the governments of the states that you've lived in have lied to you that they're necessary to have roads. Sorry to tell you that.
For consumption of alcohol is 21 is because the federal government threatens states. You don't raise the age, we're not funding your roads. Okay. Well, at least me being from New Jersey, there's a lot of freaking tolls everywhere. I mean, you got to pay $15 just to leave the freaking. You don't have to pay to come in. No, it's a prison. You got to pay to leave. Same thing with New York. Actually, if you go between New York and New Jersey, you got to pay to go in and pay to come out, unless you're talking about Staten Island. But Staten Island is basically New Jersey armpit. So, and beyond what I was getting at.
It's funny because I think New York calls New Jersey New York's armpit.
A lot of the...
I'm feeling spicy today. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm picking on you. You made fun of AI, and now I'm mad at you, Jersey Mike.
Highways, a lot of the major interstate systems, they're all supported by tolls. If you didn't have them supported by tolls, you'd have potholes and garbage everywhere. Unless you live in the state of New Jersey, in which they use the tolls to fund their revenue, because even though they said the tolls will only be there for 10 years, they continued to allow them in existence because they thought the tax dollars were worth it. Yeah. But in a lot of places, those tolls supersede raising taxes on things like gas and whatnot. So, people who are actually traveling a lot, they're the ones who have to pay the tolls. The people who are using the roads, they're the ones who have to pay the tolls. With those road maintenance, no way. Sometimes it is exorbitantly high. Like, I know the PA Turnpike from one side of PA to the other is something like $50. But yeah, you save a crap ton of time and money. So, time is money. And then, so $50. Look, 5 hours, it's $10 an hour. And if you can't afford $10 an hour, you're probably living below the poverty line. So, don't go on toll roads at that point. For that case, why do you even have a car that you're driving? I don't know. But, if you have a problem with tolls, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Do you want more taxes? Is that what you want? You want more government, more taxes? I'd rather the private companies charge tolls so that they fix the roads. That's my opinion. That's how it should be. Anyway, go Pack Go.
I'd rather live in Wisconsin where they don't have tolls and they have significantly lower taxes than places like Illinois and New Jersey. And we have roads and they get repaired and cleaned and everything else. In fact, they don't really need to be cleaned all that much unless you're in Milwaukee. Because we just don't throw crap on our roads generally. It's funny, like if you look at it, Wisconsin doesn't have tolls, but they do have other ways of like paying for the roads, right? Like a gas tax. So like, that's how they get you. Interesting enough, who has a higher gas tax, Illinois or Wisconsin? It's Illinois. What about vehicle registration? In Wisconsin, annual registration fee, I believe, is $85. In Illinois, $151. So higher vehicle registration, higher gas tax, and tolls. And there's nobody that commutes between Wisconsin and Illinois and is like, Illinois does roads right. The construction is garbage. By the way, if you have an electric vehicle, it costs more to register the vehicle in Wisconsin. Instead of $85, it's $100. In Illinois, $251 plus a $100 annual fee for electric vehicles. They're lying to you when they tell you that you need tolls to be able to keep the other prices down. They just spend more money. It's just like every other government thing. They get more money. What do? Do they reduce income in other areas? No, they just spend more. And if they put up more tolls and charge more money, would you get more and better roads? No, you'd get just more spending. On what? I don't know. But I don't want to throw more money at them. I don't. I'm not giving you $10 because I want to drive on a road. You have the money to maintain the road. Do it. As far as like highways and stuff that go between states, a lot of that is federally funded. The federal government doles out money to be able to maintain those things. Jersey Mike, I know I don't have to tell you this, but I'm going to say it anyways. If the government tells you they're doing you a favor by taking more of your money, they're lying to you.
Sorry for the loud traffic on the past call. My second thought regarding AI songs I'm going to run by you is a song for Clayton.
Okay.
And
funny enough, you know how I found out about this website? I knew about AI music, but it was always garbage. It was Jacob. I think I told this story already, but he had done a Clayton song, and I didn't know that it was actually written about Clayton. I just thought it was like a country song about a guy named Clayton. I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. He found a Clayton song. That's funny. And then he did another song for somebody else, and I'm like, that's way too specific. And that's when I figured it out. But anyways, please continue.
You got to have the sound bites, Roadhouse.
Yes.
And maybe have it be the voice of someone similar to Patrick Swayze singing, a song from, I don't know, one of his Point Breaks or Roadhouse.
Not sure we're that advanced with AI yet. And even if we were, they deliberately try to prevent like mimicking voices. There's a lot of like self-regulation with AI. They're very concerned about this kind of. In fact, funny enough, I just saw this yesterday. The ChatGPT, the 4.0 that came out or whatever, apparently it has the ability right now with very small amounts of audio to be able to replicate your voice. And it basically just like shut down that section. Like it just quarantined it and put it over there so nobody can use it. Like the technology is moving way faster than it can even be controlled, which is, probably why it's going to be regulated at some point. But in the meantime, they're so scared of being regulated, they're just shutting everything down. They're like, oh, don't worry about that. No, we can't do that. Oh, boy. So, in other words, the technology to make a Patrick Swayze voice is there, but I don't think I'll ever really be able to do that without like some serious manipulation. But even then, and what does his voice even sound like? Would it be that recognizable? I don't know if I'd recognize it.
Or one of those other important movies, I don't know, Ghost. Ugh. But, have it be about Clayton.
Yep.
That I think that would be pretty funny.
I think so too. I think that would be pretty funny. Let's end on this since I got denied, but I want to do something. I'm going to take one swing at a very short Clayton song. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but let's see what we can come up with. In the meantime, you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Clayton from the South, Packers fan. Swayze's got him hooked like a man. Torn between two worlds, podcast live. And the roadhouse where Dalton fights. travel. Gridiron to the bar, hearts unravel. Clayton's got a dirty dancing soul. Roadhouse football, the ultimate goal. Clayton's tale of two, great love's true. Roadhouse Lambo through and through.